Seriously, this video sucks. Stop it now. Don't watch it. Stop it. Nothing worked out well. Fuck.
I know you gonna dig this.
Absolutely nothing works out in this video. The two places I want to go to, big disaster, screwed up. It's pointless from beginning to end. But you know what? Nirvana screwed up a lot in their early times, right? They had a lot of bumps along the road. I'm early in my YouTube career. I can afford to make mistakes. Well, it's not really mistakes. It's nothing worked out the way I wanted it to work out. Ah! Oh well. Don't look at me. Stay out of my eye line. I'm talking to you, Oh, okay, they're looking at me. Really hard. Do you see them on the right? Beside the house. Ah! Yeah, go back in your house. Because I'm a tough guy. Oh well. Sometimes things don't go your way. Sometimes things mess up. Watch the video. This video sucks. Well, just when you thought I'd left Aberdeen, I thought of a few other things I wanted to see. Now, I'm looking for a former hair salon, and it was owned by Krist from Nirvana. Nirvana. It's a Canadian accent. We say Nirvana in Canada. It's so annoying. It's Nirvana. But it's a Canadian thing. We ask Weird Al Yankovic again. I've said that on another video because he made fun of us for a long time for saying Nirvana. It's Nirvana. It's a stupid Canadian accent. I can't help it. I'm working on it. I'm working with a speech therapist to get rid of my Canadian accent, eh? Don't worry. Oh, take off, eh, you hoser. You almost hit me there. Okay, so behind me, this building is 107 South M Street in Aberdeen. Usually I don't say the address of where I am, but I am because I'm a little frustrated. That's 107B. Then on the other side says 107A. Now I don't know if that means the apartments, so if that was the former hair salon, or if that was. There's virtually no information about it online, but I know that one of these was owned by Krist from Nirvana. From Nirvana. His mom owned it, Maria. And she was a hair designer. It was called Maria's Hair Design. And the first variations of Nirvana used to practice in this building. Or that one. I'm thinking it's this one that's boarded up. This is the directions I've been given by people in the know in this town. But I'm also thinking it could be that building. Like that's 107B, it says there. So that would mean that'd be 107. But then on the other side it says 107A. So is that whole building 107? Come on! I don't know. One of these two buildings. But it's always cool to see an abandoned building, right? So I think that makes more sense. That's an older building because they would have been practicing over 30 years ago. 33 years ago, roughly. Right? Let's do the math, yeah. Something like that. Here in Aberdeen. So I don't know. It's one of these two. So let it soak in. Let Nirvana practiced right here on this property. Which one? I gotta figure that out at some point in my life. Alright, so I may have screwed up this by coming over. Well, I didn't really screw it up. But I like to be exact. But it's one of these two buildings. But now where I'm going exact to the place where I'm going. And I know where it is, and I'm going to show you. And it's really cool. And guess what? It's about Nirvana. Nirvana. They practiced in here. Come on. One of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time. Alright, I'm taking you to a cool place that I don't think a lot of people know about. But you're gonna find out. Let's go. Why are you stopping? Yep, we are on our way to where Nirvana played their first show. No, we are not in Olympia. No, we are not in Seattle. We're not in Tacoma. We are not even in Aberdeen. We're not going to any downtown club. We're not going to any makeshift rehearsal space. You'll see where we're going. So Nirvana played their first show right here in this house coming up here on the right. Aaron Burkhart was a drummer at the time. Kurt and Chris, and they came out here with their girlfriends, and they played in this house right here, in that living room right there. That's where they played their first ever show. Now, let me stop here. So you can see the house is right down there. Right down there, that little house. They played in the front living room. It was a teenage party. Kurt did not want to do the show. He was like, it's in Raymond. It's in Raymond. He pronounced it, I'm reading this verbatim from a book, almost like a slur. Like he did not like the fact that they were playing a house party. And he thought it was going to be a disaster. And it kind of was, a little bit. They went a little crazy on, well, it wasn't really staged, it was set up in the living room. They got drunk. Chris jumped out the window a couple of times. People were everywhere. They were yelling at them to play Zeppelin tunes. And I forget, was it Heartbreaker? Or whatever Zeppelin song was, they wanted them to play, and Kurt played half of it. But for all accounts and purposes, that was their first show ever as Nirvana, as under the name Nirvana, was right down there in that house. That's pretty cool. A lot of people think that their first shows were at the Vogue or Central Saloon. Nope. It was right here. This house here was where they first started playing. And there go the owners. They're leaving the property right now. So that's why I wasn't able to film, because they were just leaving. Which is too bad. That's okay though. They were just leaving, so they said, you know, we gotta go. And I understood. But yeah, right down there. That's where Nirvana came, all the way down from Aberdeen, which is up that way. They came all the way down here to play their first show ever. Hello. And the rest, well, history.
The local neighbor. I didn't know Kurt Cobain, but he lives down the road there.
Yeah.
We've had people from Australia come by looking for his house.
The
first
party house.
The party house, yeah. The
Yeah.
first gig that they supposedly played at was
This is Stephanie, right?
Stephanie. Yeah.
Yeah, and but you met him back in the day in Olympia.
And Olympia, met him in Olympia. Yep, partied with him. Yep, he partied with everybody. I think in Olympia, in the early '90s, like 1990, 91.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, probably about 1990.
So you were really plugged into that scene, the music scene.
Not really. I was more he partied more with my friends. I partied with them. So yeah. So
And
I think we all partied with Kurt Cobain before he became really popular.
And Krist lives not too far from here.
Cathlamet. From what I've heard, he lives in Cathlamet, Washington, not too far.
Yeah,
So,
that's very cool.
Krist Novoselic. Yep.
You live on the same? Did you live on this street? Is it like around here?
I live down the street. Yeah, I live just right down the road. It's a dead end road. So, who? Krist Novoselic?
No, you.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So you see people coming here all the time.
Yeah, not all the time, but
Yeah.
people come to look for it.
Yeah.
And then when I was in Aberdeen at the little memorial, the Kurt Cobain memorial, there was a guy from Spain who was going on a bike ride who stopped by to see the memorial too. So that was kind of cool.
Everybody loves the man.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to get
Still love Pearl Jam, Nirvana. Good.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Thanks, Stephanie.
Yeah. You're welcome. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you. So that was Stephanie. That made it worthwhile coming out here, talking to her. She's very, very sweet. And yeah, I'm going to show you a little bit of the house again where they played. And we're going to end the video. Okay. So I was saying the show was a bit of a disaster, but Kurt always, I was reading this site, he always set himself up for disaster. He would say that things were going to be the worst thing ever. So that way, if something was bad, he was already prepared for it. Do you know what I mean? That's what I was reading in one of the books, just recently, actually. So worst case scenario, he was prepared for him to always say everything's going to be the worst thing ever. And then when it wasn't the worst thing ever, he wasn't as disappointed. Kind of a tricky playing yourself in the brain, I guess. But yeah, they played a set here as Nirvana. All right. Peace out. Nirvana's party house. There it is. Right there. This house right there. In that living room. That's where Nirvana first played. So that's a little disappointing. Now that in postscript here. That because the owners were leaving, they didn't want to take a picture or video. But I got a little bit of it. And I'm not saying where the house is, but it's readily available online, the information. But that's where they played their first gig, and I wanted to show it. So I got to show you a little bit. Not as much as I would have liked, but a bit. All right. Once again, peace out. Just wanted to add that in. I don't know if that added anything. Oh, well.